This new trailer just broke the spiderverse. It's time for the latest news out of animation. The newest trailer for Across the Spider-Verse goes over a lot of stuff. We see the growing tension between Miles and his parents, and Spider-Man 2099 acting as the main antagonist. There's also some new material. We get our first look at the Spot, who seems to be Miles' version of Spider-Gwen foe Bodega Bandit. We see Mayday Parker swinging around, and there's an interesting exchange between Miguel and Peter B. Parker. There's even a shout out to the classic pointing Spider-Man meme from the 80s animated show. But there's one line that's extremely curious to longtime Marvel fans. When talking with Miles and Gwen, Miguel seemingly goes off topic to complain about some other dimension-hopping folk he's run into. And don't even get me started on Doctor Strange and the little nerd back on Earth616 Reference. This is a reference to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but it's one that may confuse MCU fans unless they've dug deep into the comics lore. In both Spider-Man Homecoming and Multiverse of Madness, their world is called Earth616. To most people, this sounds like Miguel is talking about some obscure random Spider-Man. But Earth616 is the designation used in the pages of Marvel Comics for the MCU Earth, as established back around the time of the first Iron Man movie. 616 is traditionally the main continuity of Marvel Comics. If you walk into a comic shop and pick up an issue of Amazing Spider-Man today, it's going to be set in Earth616. The movies have always had their own continuity, telling stories based on the comics but separate from them. We've even seen characters in the comics travel to the MCU Earth, though usually just for a quick reference. So, Miguel is annoyed at Tom Holland's Spider-Man? There are a few things that could be driving this reference. Most obviously, there's the multiversal damage he caused due to messing up the spell during No Way Home. It could also be a reference to him failing to cameo in Into the Spider-Verse. There were plans for that, but they ultimately fell through. However, this could be a reference to the numbering split itself. Okay, imagine if you were trying to compile a list of all these Spider-Men, all these alternate Earths, and two different guys both insist that they're from Earth616. It doubles as a jab from Sony at Marvel while throwing some support behind fans of the original comics. Sony knows how to appeal to the true believers. Meanwhile, Disney just announced a live-action Moana, which nobody wants.